Kaga's intimacy. The two sat under the cherry blossom tree looking out over the sun setting to the west as it painted the Sakura Empire in a warm orange light. Kaga tightly held the hand of her lover and rested her head on his shoulder. Her tails flowed in the wind, gently caressing the Admiral's body. "Thank you for allowing me this time with you," whispered Kaga into the ear of the commander. "Of course," he smiled, petting Kaga and rubbing her ear. She giggled. "I never once believed I'd find myself in such a situation as I am now, holding your hand, devoting myself to you for the rest of my life. The prospect of growing old together is appealing to me now, when before I never would have found myself wanting to be in this situation." Kaga frowned a little as she continued. "I used to think the world was divided into the weak and the strong, and maybe it is, but what I once saw as strong I'm not so certain of anymore. To think that somebody so strong as myself, the greatest weapon of the Sakura Empire, could be rendered so helpless by my love for you. Love, it's the strongest emotion in the human world, and though I may not think myself as human, it too holds power over me. It requires that I make myself so vulnerable to you, and you so vulnerable to me. But perhaps that is strength, how much you can expose to others. A coward may hide behind the walls of his castle and be weak though outwardly impenetrable, but those who are truly strong will face whatever comes before them, no matter their weakness, will they not?" "Maybe so, Kaga," the commander said to her. "Love is certainly the greatest emotion to face. I face it each day for you, with joy and with pleasure. And I'll do so for each day moving forward, as you are mine forever now, and I am yours eternally. I love you so, so much, that there shall never be days enough for me to write it all out for you. Even with the stamina you've given me, I doubt that I could act it all out in one performance. There was no thing under the stars or the sun that could compare to the love I hold for you. Nothing, Kaga. But perhaps you could show me, not in one single action, but in a set of actions done day and day again. After all, those who accept defeat before they've even tried will always fail. But I know you have it within you to come to me each day and have my love and give me yours. I do, and each day and each night I shall do exactly that," swore the Admiral. "Then show me how you love me. Take me by my breast, breathe the air I breathe, feel my heart pound for you, my blood flow to make me ready for you. Let my eyes say that which my words fail to every time I see your face. Make me yours fully, and I shall gladly submit myself to you. So long as you walk with pride in knowing that I, Kaga, am yours truly, that my power is yours, my love is yours. I strike with only you in my heart," she said, leaning into him. She pushed him against the soft grass of the hill that they sat upon. Her tails rose so they covered everything behind her, and the Admiral could only see her body. The Admiral held Kaga as she softened herself to him, so his hands could guide her into whatever position he so desired. "Satisfy my longing for you," Kaga growled to the Admiral, and so he did, removing first his formal wear and then her long dress, exposing Kaga's sacred body as well as his own to all who were there to see it. Even though they were away from all others, all of the universe watched them, the stars just glowing, the trees gently swaying, the grass pressed down by them. All watched until Kaga wrapped her tails around her, and the Admiral, sealing them off from the rest of the world, as the two enjoyed their intimacy. The Admiral laid blissfully thinking of how much Kaga meant to him, of how he hoped to be well enough for her standard. and how he wished only to satisfy her. And meanwhile, all Kaga could think of was giving herself to the Admiral, allowing him access to her sanctity and relinquishing a part of herself to him. She let him take her virginity, and for it, she took his everlasting word, the vow that swore to never be away from her ever again. It was through their desire for each other and to please each other that their submission flowed from one to the next, by none but sheer will. And though they submitted to one another, neither was weaker in the situation. Their physical release allowed the two to melt into one another so that they became one, lubricated by the sweats of their labor. Kaga's body wrapped over the Admiral's mass. Her tails collapsed, her back arched, her head was thrown back in ecstasy. And though her eyes did not open, Kaga's vision was filled with pleasant things. Her future, their children, their life after the war. Even that never-ending war should stop someday, if only to please them, because they willed it to, in the name of their love, for it was required for them to go on. There was nothing the Admiral could not do in his love for Kaga, and he could see that it was so in her as well, as her body relaxed from its tense state, and the two slowed their hips and came together. Neither had to say anything for the other to know the words that they wished to speak. And so Kaga kissed the Admiral deeply as he held on to her, and though the two lay exposed entirely to the elements, neither felt stronger in their lives before. All of these years of cutting myself away from my emotions, of suppressing myself to become stronger, I almost regret not allowing myself to feel this sooner. But yet, I'm glad that I saved myself for you, to let you be the one to tear down my walls and make me full again. If this is love, then love me forever. Never leave me, Admiral. Go in unto me like this always, and make me feel just as I do now, she whispered. And I shall. Each night I shall. For it's an honor to be yours, Kaga. And it is an honor to be our first. And so let this action be our tending to the fire that is our love, for its warmth can melt away whatever stands before us. The end.